In a world where we can message anyone instantly, why do so many of us feel completely alone? Loneliness isn't just an emotion, it's an epidemic. Nearly 1 in 4 adults worldwide reports feeling lonely regularly. In the United States, half of adults say they've experienced loneliness, and it's getting worse. Some say it's because of social media. Others blame capitalism, urbanization, or the decline of community spaces. But whatever the reason, we're more isolated than ever. So what happened? How did modern life rob us of the deep connections that make us human? And what can we do about it? Let's take a deep dive into the loneliness epidemic. We were told that technology would bring us closer, and in some ways it has. Social media allows us to stay connected across the globe. But here's the catch. More connections don't mean deeper relationships. A study published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine found that people who spend more than 2 hours per day on social media are twice as likely to feel socially isolated as those who spend less time online. Why? Because online interactions lack depth. The brain doesn't get the same emotional satisfaction from a text as it does from a face-to-face conversation. We're drowning in notifications but starving for real connection. And the worst part? It's by design. Big tech companies profit off our loneliness. The more time we spend scrolling, the more ads we see, the more money they make. And so we get sucked in, endlessly searching for validation in likes, comments, and DMs that ultimately leave us empty. But what if the problem is even deeper than just technology? Modern society glorifies self-sufficiency, the idea that we should be completely independent, never relying on others. Sounds empowering, right? But in reality, humans aren't built to be alone. In traditional societies, people lived in tight-knit communities. You weren't just responsible for yourself, you were part of something bigger. Families lived together, neighbors knew each other, and isolation was rare. But today, work culture pushes us into solitude. Social safety nets are disappearing. Friendships take a back seat to hustle culture. A 2018 study by Harvard found that young adults today have fewer close friends than any previous generation. We've been told that success means going at it alone. But is that success? Or just survival? And if this is just how life is now, what does that mean for our future? Loneliness doesn't just feel bad, it's literally killing us. The US Surgeon General warns that chronic loneliness is as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It's linked to heart disease, dementia, depression, and anxiety, and weakened immune systems. But the scariest part? Loneliness is contagious. When someone feels disconnected, they're less likely to reach out to others, creating a chain reaction of isolation in communities. Could this be why so many of us feel alone, even when we're surrounded by people? Urbanization was supposed to be a sign of progress, but modern cities are designed for efficiency, not connection. We live in tiny apartments, isolated from neighbors. We commute in silence, buried in our phones. We work in offices with no sense of community. Public spaces are disappearing. Parks are being replaced by parking lots. Libraries are closing. Third places, cafes, social clubs, community centers are dying out. And when there's nowhere to meet people, how do we build relationships? But maybe the problem isn't just where we live. Maybe it's how we live. The world isn't going back to the way it was, but that doesn't mean we have to accept loneliness as the norm. So what can we do? Prioritize real conversations, call a friend, have a deep talk, put the phone away, seek out community, join a club, attend local events, reconnect with neighbors, rebuild third places, support spaces that foster human connection, cafes, parks, co-working spaces, help others. Studies show that volunteering reduces loneliness and boosts mental health. Modern life isn't designed for connection, so we have to fight for it. Because loneliness isn't just a personal problem, it's a societal one. And if we don't start fixing it now, we may lose what it means to be human. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and please do subscribe if you like my content.